What's up, friends? It's a new day. It's a new dawn. And it is raining outside right now. This is your girl, your host, Hannah Sexton. And welcome to episode number 2 of Diary of a Nobody podcast. Like I said before, I am your host, Hannah Sexton, and this podcast is a place for truth, transformation, and grounded conversations. I'm here to share my journey, messy, real, and beautiful, and I'm hoping that you will join in on this with me. I am learning to live by alignment and not force, and today's episode is going to be about accountability. Taking accountability, what that means. As I mentioned in the last podcast, the first podcast episode, which thank you for everyone for listening to that. I was surprised that anyone did. And I have already had some requests to have some guests. So you can definitely put that down that we will be having some people join us in the very near future. And I am so very excited to introduce my little hidden gems. I look forward to that. So thank you to my friends and everyone who's reached out so far. Believe me, I got time for you and you will be here. So I look forward to that. Now, accountability. The definition of accountability is an obligation or willingness to accept responsibility or account for one's actions. Essentially owning up to your okay? As part of my healing journey, I have had to address things that have been done to me that are not nice things. And opening up those wounds all over again and knowing that, yes, I did not deserve that, but looking at all of the things that led me to be in a position to even be affected or to be hurt or ostracized or whatever, fill in the blank. To be put in a position where I am vulnerable in any way, shape, or form, and what that looks like. And instead of putting the blame all on the person that hurt me or the people that hurt me, and instead focusing on how I possibly could have gotten in that position in the first place. It's been very messy for me because I tend to pack things away and feel my feelings and then we move on. At least I think so, but then I've realized I hold on to things subconsciously and they tend to creep back up whenever I'm feeling inconvenienced again. So, I'm working on not allowing what has happened to me in the past affect what happens to me in the future, and also not allowing myself to fall into patterns of where that keeps recurring, right? Taking accountability means not necessarily taking the blame for the things that happen or saying, oh, this was my fault because you hurt me, it's my fault. No, that's not what I'm saying. It's saying what prior actions to the position I'm currently in did I take that led me here? And that's hard. That's hard when you are a chronic victim, as I like to call, where things keep seem to happen and it just always seems to be not a good thing. You keep getting hurt, keep getting your fifis hurt, keep attracting people that use and abuse, that will suck all your energy and leave you high and dry. And then you're sitting there like, what? Why did you do that? I thought we were friends, or I thought you were the love of my life. Why you hurt me like that? It's a lot. It's a lot. It's heavy. It's heavy realizing, oh, if I wouldn't have even entered this room or shown up to this place, or been in such a low state, if I wouldn't have been operating out of pain, then I would have been able to see that this person didn't have good intentions in the first place. But because I was so blinded by the need for acceptance, I fought so hard to get in that room, and now look at me. Now I'm upset. And I didn't even have to go in that room if I would have seen the warning signs on the door, but I wasn't reading. I was looking at who was in the room. And that's where accountability comes in. And you're like, oh my gosh, maybe I did play a part in my own demise. Again, that does not negate the incredibly messed up things and horrible mentality of some people. We'll call those the users, right? Because there's the users and there's the lovers. I think the main point here with accountability is it is not the final destination, but it is a stepping stone to get you to where you need to be, to find your alignment, to find inner peace, and to truly be able to release the pain. Because I have come to learn that if you do not release things, if you do not work through things, your body keeps score. Look it up. Look it up. This is ancient knowledge. This dates back to BC, especially in Chinese medicine, Asian cultures have historically known about this for a long time, and they have practiced it and preached about it for a long time. That your body will hold on to the emotions that you do not work through, and it will manifest into something else. It will progress into something else. It becomes something else. But that is your body's way of being like, hey, remember when you were mad and you didn't release that and find peace with what happened? Yeah, now you got kidney stones. Or now you're not getting good rest. Or now your muscles are tense. Or now you get chronic headaches. Or now you have chronic fatigue. All because you have not sorted through these emotions. You shoved them down because you didn't want to take accountability for your actions, and you sat in your victimhood and you didn't work through it and realize that it was a grand design of things. So now you're sick and you don't know why. Accountability helps release things so that you realize and that you feel lighter. Because a lot of the times, the users will not apologize. Closure doesn't exist with narcissists because it's never their fault. So you're just going to be on a merry-go-round of waiting for an apology that's never going to come, to turn around and be gaslit and told that it was all your fault, which perpetuates a cycle of you being a forever victim, either to yourself or at the hand of another person. But accountability releases the burden of that shame. When you say, yeah, you know what? I see where I played a role in this. So you know what? I'm going to let this go. It is a tool. It is not easy. I'm sitting here like this is easy because I'm still working through taking accountability for some of the really, really messed up things that have happened to me at the hand of another person. You know how much ego has to go away for you to be like, to be able to take accountability for someone physically harming you? Somebody put their hands on you and you got to figure out somehow to take accountability for that? You know how mad I've been lately? You know how hurtful that can feel? Because that person never is going to apologize or take any kind of accountability on their end. I somehow have to sit in my pain and my hurt after being victimized, and then I have to figure out how I played a role in this? Oh, heck no. That is not. I gotta stop saying that. It is. It is the balance of everything. We put ourselves in situations to be there. Now, I'm not speaking on people that have been victims of very horrible crimes, like happenstance crimes, like you were just walking down the street and someone attacked you for no reason. I'm talking about the relationships that you can continue to cycle in and out of, or the abuse you encountered at the hand of a partner, or the abuse that you encountered at the hand of an employer, or at the other side of an email of an employer, a continual harassment of an employer. Or at the rejection of a group of people that you considered friends. How did you get here? How did you allow this? What in the trajectory of your decision making as a free person put you in that position? And it is not to shame you, it is to free you so you can let it go and you can move on. Move on fully so that your body can release it, so that your mind can release it, your heart, your spirit, your soul. It is hard. I'm not gonna play with y'all and act like I'm holier than thou, like I've accomplished this, because there's some stuff that has happened to me in my life that I I can't take accountability for. But I don't have memory of those things as much. Like your early childhood stuff, that's a little different. When you don't have okay, so I should probably clarify when you have become autonomous as an adult, because as a child, you should be in the care of a responsible adult. And if you weren't as a child and something horrible happened to you, that accountability will never come from you. And you never should ever feel guilty for something that happened to you before you were at the age of accountability where you started making your own decisions. I'm talking about taking accountability for things that you chose to put yourself in one form or another. I am not speaking about children that are supposed to be in the care of a responsible adult that loves and cherishes them. And to those who have gone through something that was completely out of their control as children, I am so sorry. As a mother, as a person who deems himself a safe adult to children, I am sorry that happened to you. That is not on you. And I pray that that be released out of you. There's no such thing as accountability on your end in that right. You can't. You didn't even know. You had no autonomy. Moving along. Ooh, that got heavy there for a second. I almost started crying. That makes me so sad when I think about that part. So, those who are on the journey of healing and perpetuating positivity in this current climate that is this world, those who know that now is the time. There is a major shift happening. And I'm not I'm not 100% tapped into the world in such a way where I can confirm that society is experiencing this as a whole, but it has been made aware that certain things are happening in the cosmos. And I am a firm believer that it's all interconnected, right? We are a part of this universe that exists, that we can perceive. These stars, these planets, and the conditions that they're in affect this unit that is this galaxy, that is this thing that we are a part of. I believe that the conditions that they are in, the positions that they are in, can affect what happens down here. Not negating the greater creator, our Lord, God in us. That is also part of it. The grand designer is in there too. But I am definitely a fan of astrological science. I'm a fan of it. I feel like it is an extension of God and God's way of explaining what is happening before our eyes in real time, if that makes any sense. That is why I like it, because I feel like the stars, the planets, nature it's a reflection of something bigger than us that we are connected to and we can be affected by, which is why we want to pay attention to the stars, to the planets, to Mother Nature, because it tends to be a reflection of us, of what's going on, if we can slow down and pay attention enough. And from what I understand, this transit that we're in right now, astrologically, is conveniently magnifying setting boundaries and creating radical change. And if you have been paying attention to the weather patterns, it feels that way right now. It feels that way right now. There has been a shift, a major shift in climate in the United States. You can equate it to whatever you want. As long as you're following the science, I will hear you out. I will hear you out. Give me some facts. Girl, you don't play with me with some facts. You throw some facts at me, you got me. You got me. Hit me with some sources. Oh my God. Oh my God. Sourced material. Ooh. Oh. Had a lot of people be like, well, you can't believe in astrology and believe in Jesus. What? Excuse me, what? You mean to tell me that the grand creator didn't have a hand in this? Look at do you see this? Are you looking up? You gonna tell me he didn't have a hand in this? And somehow, some way, after all these thousands of years we've been studying the stars, you gonna tell me this isn't the same thing? That this isn't interconnected? You're a mess. Touch some grass. Look up for a minute and tell me that it's... Come on now. Now, do I believe that astrology is finite? No, because I believe that, if humans created it, then it's imperfect. Not everything can be measured by the stars. But it is an added layer into the complex understanding that everything's changing and that you should pay attention to your surroundings. You should pay attention to Mother Earth as part of this grand experience. For any of you who are interested in this, I'm a Libra sun. I'm a Virgo moon. Scorpio rising. girl, she intense. And are you ready? I'm a Leo Venus. For those of you who don't know, basically, I'm just a lover girl. I'm just a lover girl who wants everybody to love me. I just want everybody to love me, and I want everybody to be happy. And I want nice things in my house, and I want my house to be cozy, and I want my house to be clean. And I just want everybody to stop being so messy. I'm just kidding. But I'm also an attention seeker. I want to feel special, and I need you to believe that I'm special. And I'm going to need you to tell me all the time that I'm special. But one thing that does annoy me a little bit about this as astrology is becoming way more popular. I remember back in the day when I was first learning about astrology and what it really meant. And people thought I was a weirdo. People would look at me crazy, like I was a witch, like I was doing some voodoo. Talking about, well, I'm a Libra sun, but I'm a Scorpio rising, so actually most people think that I'm a little mysterious. When people approach me, they think I'm intimidating, and I don't understand why. That's because I'm a Scorpio rising, so people perceive me differently than I perceive myself. It's a contradiction, because I'm a softie, and people think I'm a hard ass. It ain't true. I just come off as mysterious and loud. I also hate when people say, well, that's such a Virgo thing to do. It's like, no, that's not. No. No, Tina, he's just a jerk. He's just a jerk. Don't use his astrology to try to justify his bad choices. No. I'd be like, I had a wreck today. I should have known. Because I read the Virgo horoscope in the paper and it said that today was going to be a rough day. Oh, God, no. No. For those of you who are budding in the astrology sector, I suggest you go look up your birth chart, because a birth chart goes based off of where you were born, exactly when you were born, your birth date details, and it maps out your specific chart based off of all of those little things. And it gives you a more in-depth look at your chart and where the stars and planets were at the time of your birth, which ultimately influence your life throughout. And every person on this planet is different. There's not one singular person that has the exact same birth chart as another. You may have the exact same placements, but nobody was born at the exact time that you were born on the same day. I mean, maybe there's one other person out here on the planet that has an identical birth chart to yours, but everyone's birth chart is different. And just because you have certain aspects in your chart, it doesn't mean that you carry the traits of that specifically. I mean, your upbringing also, determines a lot of personality traits and things like that. So when people will say, oh, that's such a Leo thing to say, it makes me want to vomit, because I'm like, no, that's not, no. So I'm a Libra sun. When people ask me, what's your sign? I'm like, I'm a Libra. They're like, oh my God, that makes sense. And then I laugh. I'm like, no, because my forward facing self is a Scorpio. It's fine. Look up your birth chart. And if you're interested in it, I recommend it. It doesn't mean that you're doing witchcraft. You can honor God and study the stars at the same time. Okay? He gave it to us. It's just another layer in understanding this complex existence. God gave us free will, and I still give all glory to God. At the end of the day, I thank him for this. I'm like, thank you for giving me insight to more things than just this evangelical, whitewashed Western religion that I was handed at birth. Thank you for giving me higher knowledge. Okay, I'll get off my soapbox. All that to say, astrologically, we've been seeing a lot of transits, and it's also tying into setting boundaries. Certain things that are happening in the world right now are requiring us to step forward and to start putting the lines in the sand. I feel like I have a significant amount of people that are relating to what is going on right now and are setting boundaries and are finding their voices again after them being pulled, after them losing themselves for a little while. I'm seeing more of my people come to the front and say, you know what? What happened to me was not okay. And now I'm going to speak on it, and we're never going to let this happen again. Lately, I've been viewing my circle as a playground, and all these children are running around with no supervision. And it's time to we got to wrangle that in. It's time to come inside. Recess is over. We're going back to school. Because some people have been playing the game way too long. It is time to go back to school. You did it wrong. Go back. Go back. Myself included in a lot of ways. But I've been standing in line waiting at the door. I'm just saying, I've been doing that. I've been begging. I'd be like, I'm hot, teacher. I'm hot. I want to go inside. I need some water. I want to go back into class. And these other kids are running around still out here playing in front of everybody's face. Not listening. But the energy right now feels like principal's about to come outside. And if you don't get inside, you're in detention. You're going to detention. You're going to get in trouble. You're going to get in trouble. You've been out here hurting everybody. You're going to get in trouble. You've been moving shiesty for the past couple years. Your time's almost over, bud. Time's almost over. 'Cause your victims, those people that you thought you one-upped, those people that you thought you had in silence, those people you did dirty behind their backs, you all the things you were doing in the darkness. We've taken accountability for what brought us to you. We're letting it go, and now it's your turn to deal with the karma. Because I believe God don't play about his children. We may have been out here acting foolish, but he's about to come out and be like, all of y'all come back, come on. And he'll deal with y'all accordingly. He's been dealing with me. The things that I've done wrong. Yep. We know what happened. I've definitely got a couple sideways glances, that's for sure. I am not innocent in any way, shape, or form. The Lord has taken his glasses down his nose at me a few times, okay? I am not playing holier than thou. But I will say that there are some people out there that are a little worse off than me. I'll just say that. 'Cause you knew better and you still did it anyway. How dare you? Especially in this day and age. Be so for real. Get it together. Do better. The ones who know have been making the changes, and they're ready to go inside and get back to school and get back to business so we can change the world. And I look forward to holding hands with those people when we walk out of class and we graduate this thing, because life is just now starting to get better. And the key is to not hold on to the past. Once accountability has been acquired and peace is what you are working on, it's time to turn around. Let the past go. Because it's not going to be perfect moving forward. So you need to keep your eyes on the front so you can know when to pivot, because there's going to be walls, there's going to be mountains, there's going to be things in your way still moving forward. But if you are keeping your eyes set to the south, you won't be able to see what's coming from the north. So let's start moving forward. We're going to always have the memories. You cannot erase those things, but you can push them farther away from you so that new memories can take over that space. And eventually, it will fall away. Sociologically, I have been praying that the good humans will do their good. And I still believe that there are good humans out there. I truly do. I believe that at the end of the day, I mean, we all know about the big red button, right? The one that could end the world and end us all. There's a reason why nobody's pushed that, because we all still have a will to live. I always say you could not be the richest man in the world if there's no one in the world. And then no matter how you feel sociologically about the systems that are at large, they're still keeping us all alive for a reason. And I feel like the good guys are starting to pick up their swords again. We've all been feeling very stuck in our victimhood. Like we couldn't move, like we were numb, we were stuck, we were frozen like a deer in the headlights. But I feel like a lot more people are putting on their armor and walking away from things that no longer serve them, including the past. I just think that healing is not linear. I'm sure you've heard that a million times, but it's really not. And you're going to be tested out of that until you move away from it. You're going to constantly be tested. And you're going to trigger people. When you are on an intentional healing journey, when you start really shining your light, it reveals the shadow in others. And not a lot of people have the power to not let that consume them. Because wherever light is, darkness will follow. It's just the reality of it. And you're going to illuminate pieces of people that are stuck. And you're going to elicit reactions. I have looked at people and be like, why are you treating me like this? And I have to slow down myself, my mind, and be like, that explains it. Because I'm learning to set boundaries with people that are toxic, that are acknowledging that we all know what's good and what's bad. It is 2025, almost 2026. We know the difference between right and wrong. Don't let these blurred lines fool you. There's lines there. And people just cross them all the time like they don't even exist. But when you become a person that stands on business, that stands firm in their beliefs, and holds the line, that holds boundaries, you're going to trigger people that have none. They're going to call you out. They're going to say you're hard to work with. They're going to say you're difficult. They're going to say something's off about you. They're going to try to get away, or they're going to try to push you. And when I was not intentional in my healing, I didn't realize why I triggered people so bad. Why people didn't necessarily want to be around me. I mean, I am cordial. I am chronically cordial. That's what I call myself. I am chronically cordial. I was a yes girl for so long. I did not want people to feel bad. I did not want people to feel sad. I did not want people to be mad at me. I didn't want them to think that I wasn't nice or that I wasn't cool. But you know what? I'm not interested in what they think of me. What you think of another person is more of a reflection of who you are than any up I said that wrong. Well, the first part was right. What you think of people is more of a reflection of you than them. Period. Because you may have some truth to what you believe of them, but the way you perceive people is a reflection of the way your brain works, not the way theirs is. Not the way theirs works. I sit with that. I sit with that hard. Because I judge people a lot. And people tell me things I shouldn't even know. Honestly, people come up to me and tell me their business, and I act like I'm uncomfortable about it, but I love getting the tea. I can't vent. Okay, shut up. I like the tea. But I think the reason why because I don't spread gossip. I don't do that. I think gossip is so ghetto. That is ghetto. Stop telling people's business. And then getting mad when people know your business. How could you? For real. For real. Okay. What's tea to me is water under the bridge as soon as it hits my ears, okay? Doesn't mean I don't like hearing it. Good Lord, it gives me life. It gives me life. I'm just not in the business of spreading it around, you know? As long as I got butter on my biscuit, baby, you can worry about yours. I ain't got nothing for you. Sorry, who? Oh, I don't know who that is. Anyway, I just wish people would act right. I wish I would have acted right in the past. But you know what? I think it all made me who I am. All that stuff that I had to go through to put me right here in this bed recording this podcast on a rainy Thursday morning. I'd like to say I wouldn't change a thing, that I would be lying. I would like to rearrange a few things in my life, if that is possible. Thank you. Accountability is an obligation or willingness to accept responsibility or account for one's actions. Nowhere in there did it say other people's. It says your own. They hurt you, and that sucks. But for some reason, you kept going back. First time's the charm, not second time, not third time, fourth time, not 10th time. First time. And then there's a hard boundary between me and you. Once you show me who you can be, believe me, I'm going to believe you for the rest of the time I encounter you. And if you don't take any accountability, you don't apologize, you don't, no, I'm going to believe that you did that on purpose. I'm going to say it one more time. Accountability is an obligation or willingness to accept responsibility or account for one's actions. And that is a necessary step in the process of healing. And in the process of releasing those things that were never really yours to carry. I just pray and pray every single day that I could be a good person. I can be a light in this world because everybody is hurting. People do things out of pain and don't even realize it. I know I have. I've hurt people out of pain because I was hurt. I hurt other people. But I take accountability for that. And I pray that the people that I've hurt in my lifetime also take accountability. We release this and we can move on. Moving along. All right, guys, we got to loosen it up here. Oh my gosh, I got to give a shout out to my sponsor, the good Lord, and good vibes. With good vibes, you can get through any day, all day. Thank you to our sponsors. All right. I do want to announce that Andy, my husband, and I will be adding another gig to our list, and we'll have him on so we can talk about our newest venture. We have teamed up with the Indianapolis Speedrome, and we are going to party in September. Y'all, September 5th, after the races at Indianapolis Speedrome, we will be performing late night, baby. I'm so excited for this. It's basically an after party. They're going to put us in the middle of the track, and we're just going to jam out and party with everybody and just hoot and holler and just be silly. I love the team there at the Speedrome, the Mears family, Josh, and all the boys of their podcast. I mean, we love y'all. We love y'all so much. Scotty Keene and his team, Yvonne, his wife, Queen Bee. We love you guys, and we are so excited to be able to I feel like we're just a bunch of kids just playing, but we're adults with adult money. This is nice. This is nice. And then myself and my friend Chris Trowbridge, aka Trouble, we will be at Bar Ellis in Noblesville. It is a new bar lounge in the heart of Noblesville, Bar Ellis, and we'll be there from 9 to midnight on this Saturday. And that would be the 30th. Yeah, Saturday the 30th. And we're going to have some fun. Listen, all I'm going to say is, if you ever seen the movie Aristocats, the Disney movie, we're not sponsored by that, trademark, Disney. We're going to be doing a song from that movie. So you never know. We're doing everything from Miranda Lambert to OG Disney tunes, okay? So be there. Or don't. But you ain't going to be around, so guess what that means? You square. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you for letting me ramble. And I really look forward to shooting another podcast. The first one got some love I was not expecting. And I just hope and pray that this reaches the right people. I feel like I'm hanging out with my friends already. I feel you on the other side of this, and I love you so much. Thank you for listening and caring about me. And I look forward to whatever this may become. And again, like I said, we've got some things in the works for this that is way bigger than me, and just, it's a huge dream. It's a huge goal to have, and I look forward to doing my best to achieve what I have in my head. With that said, I love you so much, and I hope you have a good day. And I'll try to keep up with you. We're going to be putting out some videos, so please make sure to pay attention to those. Andy and I are trying to load the books up for 2026, baby. So if you know of a venue, just shoot me a DM, follow me, Facebook, Instagram, Hannah Sexton. You can follow the regulators, follow Diary of a Nobody podcast on Instagram. Find me on YouTube. What else? I look forward to having my guests on this podcast. It's going to be so fun. But I think I'm going to leave you here with this, and take care of yourself so we can accomplish all the goals that we have together. All right? Okay. I love you. Bye.